This is proof that the Premier League wants nothing to do with Arsenal having a fair shot. Explain to me this coincidence that Liverpool have been awarded the most penalties and have converted them all. 7 pens, all of them scored. Then at the bottom of penalties conceded, Liverpool at 1, and they didn't even score that pen on them. So they've actually conceded 0 penalties and they've made 7. And you're telling me this has no coincidence with VAR having a ton of errors favoring Liverpool. Liverpool have been favored all season long when it comes to VAR. Meanwhile, Arsenal countless amount of times get errors that end up affecting them in a negative way. An example, Miles Lewis-Skelly against Wolves gets a straight red, and thankfully Calafiori was there for the rescue to score that goal with 10 men. But then the next day, Arsenal end up getting that red card reskinned, and then Miles Lewis-Skelly is finally available for the next game against City, which would have been a huge game, and he ends up scoring in that match. So that shows how much these referees want to see Arsenal fail. That if they would have not put Miles Lewis-Skelly in, there's a big chance Arsenal don't win that game, because he was literally a big part of that match against City. And he's been absolutely phenomenal this whole season long. And you know what's absolutely diabolical? They've made a table here of, the Premier League without VAR errors, and Arsenal are on top of the league. I will put into consideration that this is made by an Arsenal fan, so it might be a little biased here. But here it just shows right here that Arsenal should be, a lot closer to the top than they really are. And you might be saying, oh, let's see a Liverpool fan. Well, this right here is a Liverpool fan. As you could say, he ends up replying to one of these tables. And he's like, actually, this is how it should be. Now look at this. Tell me something that you notice from the actual Premier League table right now. Well, that Arsenal's actually 1 point off. Obviously a game in hand for Liverpool. But they're 1 point off Liverpool. This is a lot more doable. But if it wasn't for VAR, there would be a lot less gap than there actually is. Everybody's in agreement, even Liverpool fans here, that Arsenal should be a lot closer to the top of the table than they actually is, due to VAR having multiple errors screwing Arsenal off week after week. We see the same referees who will have a whole compilation of errors against Arsenal get put on for big matches. They literally had the lad that had a mistake against Arsenal with the Arsenal Wolves giving Miles Lewis-Skelly the red card, and he was supposed to referee the next match. When do we see a referee back-to-back matches? And they end up rescheduling him to another match because all of the backlash that Arsenal fans were saying, if we literally have, multiple minutes of compilations of him making mistakes against us, and you're putting us in one of the biggest games against City, and then they end up putting a fair referee, and guess what? Instead of a 2-2 draw from the last time, right, when he was referee, 5-1 shows the difference right there. And imagine Arsenal with 11 men actually destroyed City. Imagine what would have happened last time if they don't give Trossard that red card, that unfair red card before halftime. Absolutely disgraceful. And this is what I hate about the corruptness of the Premier League, is that we introduced VAR to have 100% refereeing, and instead there are VAR errors. Last season, the Brentford game cost Arsenal the Premier League. This year, it's just giving Liverpool the advantage every time. It's absolutely shambolic. My solution to this is, if you're going to have mistakes with the VAR, take it off. Because if VAR isn't 100% accurate, take it off. What is the point of having an unlimited amount of times to be able to replay a play and still get it wrong? Might as well have human error in the match if you're not going to be 100% with it. That's what I've always said. If you're not going to be 100% with multiple camera angles, lines, technology to be able to have this game facilitate 100% and have the referee be anonymous instead of an influential part and joining one match, one team or the other. When the Wolves-Arsenal game, Wolves had 12 men, Arsenal had 10. That's the reality. Instead, let's put in human error. If there's going to be VAR errors, just leave human errors, because it's clearly not doing its job. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment down below. Do you think VAR should stay in the Premier League next season? Personally, I don't.